Epic is about to kill Roblox, and it could be, well, epic. With the release of the Unreal Editor for Fortnite, one of the biggest games in the world is now also about to become one of the most moddable games in the world. Epic have basically just thrown down the gauntlet by releasing a proper editor for Fortnite, and it's an incredibly powerful tool that allows players to create their own games and experience and distribute them in Fortnite, just like what Roblox does. However, this one is based in the Unreal Engine, and if you've seen my recent video about the affordable, photorealistic assets available in the Unreal Engine, you'll know just how insane the visuals in UE5 can actually get. If it weren't for the character model being recognizably Fortnite, you might not even have any idea what this game is. And the crazy thing is, I can just jump into a different experience super easily with equally impressive visuals, and there's dozens of these experiences already out. How about Team Deathmatch in a Rust style game? What about a cyberpunk remake of Nuketown? Upset that you didn't get into the Counter-Strike 2 beta? Well, good news is they have Dust 2 in Fortnite. There's even stuff like a Norse RPG with multiple realms, a leveling system, and more. Now, the Norse RPG is called Valhalla, and it's a co-op survival mode that puts you in a lobby with other players as you fight to progress through the available realms. Fortnite's bouncy movement and more casual gunplay feel right at home in this experience. Most of the enemies are zombies or animals, so jumping out of them or around groups of them is pretty essential to your survival. I also found an FPS mode called Fort Shooter, and it's basically original Doom multiplayer. On top of it being a first-person experience, it's also one of the few modes that seems to make changes to the movement system, like removing your ability to jump. Another mode I wanted to highlight is called Mega Room. It basically lets you play a shooter but as green army men soldiers in environments that are way larger than life. And of all the modes that I played for this video, Mega Room really stood out as something that I'd love to see more of while still fitting the core design of Fortnite. Because things like zip lines and dance grenades might not fit quite as well in something like Deserted Domination, which looks like Call of Duty, but they fit much better in a mode like Mega Room. And all of these experiences were made by players, and the tools that they used basically let you create anything that you can imagine, at least as long as it's possible within the Unreal Engine. It puts an insane library of pre-made items and gameplay modifiers at your fingertips, plus it's backed by the Unreal Engine Marketplace, which is already loaded with cutting-edge assets. You can make your own maps, weapons, and items, then throw in your own code to create totally unique gameplay mechanics. Now, obviously, creating your own game isn't quite as easy as that. Having some experience or background in this field can definitely help, but that said, they've also made the editor to a point where it's kind of a point-and-click affair to create many of the complex systems that otherwise would have required a lot of coding or scripting. Now, the pre-made modes that Epic has launched with the editor showcase what's possible, and while it will probably take a while for certain people to match that quality level of, seasoned game developers, they're already getting pretty darn close. Now, the editor itself is extremely user-friendly, the interface is intuitive and easy to navigate, and there's already a ton of tutorials coming out and probably an endless sea of more tutorials coming out to help people get into it. I'm almost positive that just about anyone could actually hop into the Fortnite editor and put something together in pretty much a matter of hours. So how does all of this tie back into Roblox? Well, I think it's pretty clear that Fortnite is aiming to become the modernized version of Roblox. Imagine if the developers that made Frontlines, the incredible looking Roblox Call of Duty mod, recreated that in Fortnite without the limitations of the Roblox engine holding them back. They're a small indie team of young developers who likely have a long and impressive game development career ahead of them. Unleashing that kind of talent in the Unreal Engine seems like it would open up so many doors for aspiring developers. And Frontline's developers aside, just look at the average Roblox experience. And I'm not picking unpopular games here. These are some of the most popular experiences on the platform, some of which you guys even recommended that I check out from my previous video. They all more or less look like Roblox games, and they're all running tons and tons of custom assets and programming just to make this engine look this good and be able to do this. Now, in contrast, look at the average Fortnite experience. Sure, there's some limitations at the moment just because it's very new and people haven't modded the heck out of it yet. Almost all the Fortnite experiences are still in third person, and they rely on the game's existing movement system system and weapon mechanics, but this is just a beta, and Epic have been positioning Fortnite as a creative platform for years with everything from in-game music concerts and narrative events to Fortnite's original creative mode, plus all the tie-ins and skin animations from popular shows and movies. As the editor matures, it seems like players will be able to do a lot of the same stuff that Epic has been showcasing as promotional special events. For example, imagine musicians being able to create and distribute entire concerts with monetization options built into the experience, like buying their album. Players could create narrative modes that are essentially entire self-contained games. Plus, there's even the possibility that once you use the Fortnite editor, it'll basically get you well versed enough in the Unreal 5 engine to export those assets or just use it to create your own external Unreal Engine 5 game. Putting these tools into players' hands and letting them populate an entire ecosystem of diverse experiences with built-in monetization tools is basically a money printing machine for Epic and some of the successful creators. The devs and modders seem like they're going to be pouring an immense amount of time and effort into this tool, and I pretty much guarantee you that in a year or two they'll be going toe-to-toe with Roblox, if not outright putting Roblox in its grave. Now, of course, Roblox does still have many things going for it, such as the massive audience and the years of work the developers making experiences for it have already put in to build out such a massive library of content, and the fact that Roblox is freely available on pretty much every platform you can imagine. There's no barrier to entry with Roblox, but there is a little bit with Fortnite. For mobile devices, it's only available on Android via Epic's app or the Samsung version on the Google Play Store. You can technically run the game in a browser, but it's via game streaming services, so the latency and quality depends massively on the speed and reliability of your internet connection. And of course, it's on PC and Mac, but it's generally recommended that you have more updated hardware to run the game. You can't just run it on anything with a keyboard and monitor. Meanwhile, Roblox can practically run on a graphing calculator these days. Ultimately though, the ball is now in Epic's court, and if they keep building and expanding the Fortnite editor, we'll likely be getting tons of brand new crazy modding experiences released on a regular basis. Roblox has shown what's possible when you engage the modding community on a massive scale, and Fortnite made the connection that they can do the same thing now with a far more powerful and accessible engine. Despite Fortnite's original concept of a zombie defense base building game, the company has fantastically changed the design to take advantage of the battle royale craze and saw massive success there. It appears that they are once again evolving the design of the game to capitalize on another massive market. And frankly, I think it's great. If you can engage the modding scene and open up creative potential for people, the sky really becomes the limit, especially with the Unreal Engine. But what do you guys think? Did Epic just sign Roblox's death warrant, or is the gaming scene big enough for both of them? Let us know in the comments, and when you're done, check out my video about boomer shooters next. I think you'll be surprised by some of the innovation and impressive aspects coming from these retro aesthetic games. As always guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. This is Level Cap, signing off.